Hey, what's good, guys? Polypopo here. Thank you very much for coming to the channel. Today I'm messing with the ASR 10. I've been messing with this thing for almost a week now. I love the way that it feels, the keys and everything is really the main reason I didn't get the rack, is because if you look at the back of these keys, they're just shaped different. And I'm a keyboard player, so that was really, really cool to me. I've never seen another keyboard with that shape like that. And I find myself actually pulling the keys forward whenever I'm playing it for some reason. I don't know, just a different beast. And like I said, I should have had this keyboard sampler. And thank you guys for turning me on to it. But this is the first song that I've actually saved. I was doing a video. I did a couple videos on it where I was pulling sounds from my MPC software into the Flux, and it was coming in pretty hot, and everything was sounding really good. So I kind of got a good workflow down, and then I was like, okay. And then learning how to save on it was a bitch because it's USB. I didn't really want the USB on there. I wanted a floppy because I wanted to keep it 100% old school. I mean, I would swap that out for a floppy just because I want to work slower. It seems to work better for me when I'm working slower. It helps me out a lot. But yeah, this is the first song that I've saved on here, and I was like, I really want to save my work, and this will be the second time, honest to God, that I've pulled it up. I wanted to see it saved the first time. And with this machine, you don't just finish a beat and you come back to it. You listen to your beat and then you come back to it. I work really hard on all the chops. There's a whole lot of chops. I got 16 chops and a drum loop, really. I took the drum loop from my MPC. Sorry, this thing is crazy. Like, I got 194 different partitions, and now I gotta find which ones are what. So I'm just gonna hit load. No instruments there. Bear with me here. Saved all these different locations. That's what I mean. Like, if I had my floppies, I know they're there. I don't have to guess where I'm at. I'm just a little unorganized. Okay, cool. We got file one guitar, pick an instrument. I want it on the second one because I want my drums on the first one. Loading guitar. And I just think it's super, super dope. I mean, I have all these keyboards, but whenever I sample them into here, this gives them all balls. It really lifts up the sound. It makes everything else sound like shit. So now I have the luxury of putting the freaking sounds that I want out of these keyboards into here, and it just really, really gives it a little bit of sound that I'm looking for. Super dope. And it does take a while, but like I say, I was looking at the EPS 16. And not that I need any more boards, but if I could get, I like the different sample rates on that board. You can achieve the same thing with the sample voice smoothing on here, which is super dope. Insert part 2. See here, I got to back out, go to the 2 dots, go to my next partition, and as soon as I learned this joker, it's on. Loading 2. And this took 3 discs, like 3 high-res discs for me to do. So it was kind of crazy. But I took my drums from the Yamaha Montage. Yeah, I looped the drums from the Yamaha Montage into my MPC Live. I made sure I had a nice little loop. And then I just sampled that on a key. I dropped it down 1. And then for the melody, I also took straight off of the Montage. And just one instrument at a time, just grabbing sounds. I haven't finished this song yet. I might take my Moog Matriarch and put a nice bass sound on here. But right now, I want to make sure that it comes up the way I had it, the way I chopped it. It just took a lot of work. So that's what I'm doing today. Part three, yeah, I could get into those discs, pop that bad boy out, put it here, have each disc, because I don't know where anything's at in here. It's just I happen to save this on 192. Go to leads. Hopefully, this is the third one. But yeah, if you don't have a lot of time, you know, you got to go back to it. That's all. I mean, it just took me 2 days, and like on an MPC, I can make this song in 10 minutes. But when I put it into here and I label everything and I do it and I spend time with it, it's like, how do you know where all the samples are on the keys? By the time you put the sample on the key, and you label it and you set your key ranges and you develop a relationship with it, it's super dope. So you know where your sounds are by the time. Cool, it's loaded. Shoot, let's get these drums in here. Gotta back out. I mean, yeah, it saves space, but I'm not worried about saving space. Load drums. Look at that. I'm starting to get it, guys. I got my instrument, which was my guitar chops. I went from here to here, which I didn't know was 8 ever in my life. I thought it was 10. And then from here to here. Pop, pop, pop. So all this section's full, and then it's blank down here. I learned how to save. I didn't need to save the space, but I did. Not on my drums. They're my drums. Love it. Love them drums. Let's make sure they're the way that I had them. Out bus 3, boost on. That's dope. It saved everything. What about? Okay, we'll fix that. Now, I can go through each wave sample, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit all and make them all. I wanna amp all these and go straight to the boost and boost all these. That make it? Didn't even make a difference, did it? Let's make sure I'm in the right thing here. Make sure it says all. Amp, boost on, exit. There it is. Now I'm going to put a little effect. I love the effects on here. There's one thing big, guys, that when you're dealing with modular gear and stuff like that, good modular gear, it's just going to go, it's going to send you like an initial patch on any plugin that you have. If you scroll all the way to the right, it says INIT, and it just goes bzzz. That shit is what makes all your noises, man. You just filter and cut off and all that stuff, man. It's really, really dope to get in there and make your own sounds. But what makes the sound stand out are these effects. And these effects is dope. I have room, so I'm going to do 44 kilohertz with reverb. Motherfucker's bad, dude. All right, I'm going to put this down and just kind of juggle through here. I'm excited because it pulled back up. I don't know if... No, it didn't record anything. Okay, I didn't load my sequence. I'm just going to record it again. I know it's at 93 beats per minute. And then I'm going to cook up. And then maybe add some bass. I don't know. I'm just excited that this shit pulled back up. I'm glad that I recorded this because it's dope. We're at 93. 4 bars. bars. One thing's really cool on here is like I learned a lot on the SP by not listening to the metronome. You can listen to the metronome, but I go by these numbers here, and it really, when I'm on sequence one, it says bar and it's counting for me. You really learn to hit it. So I'm retraining my ears and my precision, dude. It's really crazy. It's really cool. It's just neat. I don't think I can add anything else to that, man. I could put a big old bass on there. I'm like out of breath just listening to this. It's like the more and more I do to it, the better. Um, I don't even know if I want to add anything to that, man. I don't want to play it off the montage because it sounds dope, and I went through processing and everything, uh, and it sounds great, man. And it's a great sound source to pull samples from for me. I'm not gonna play my sounds on that. It's a great board. I'm not using plugins. These are my plugins: the Montage, the Nord, all the flagship Pittsburgh modular stuff. That's it. I make my own sounds with that, and that's dope. And this is just pre-made stuff that was on there. I'm just chopping up regular old stuff. And it's got everything. It's got the bass and everything. Here we go. That's dope, man. What I really want to get an output expander for this. Even though I'm only using 2 tracks. Um, like I say, when I use my SP 1200, I got the 8 tracks going across the screen, and it looks super dope, and the work's done. Um, Now this does glue it all together. It does sound super dope, but I still want that. I want to get that. And either way, I'll just go out one at a time if I have to. But yeah, that's my goal for the year when it comes to. That's the only thing I'm getting this year is that. This thing's so cold blooded, dude, that I wish I had another one because if this ever like stops working, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be really sad, dude. I would straight up give my MPC X for an output expander or a broken one of these just to have for me to fix it, to have it, man, because it's insane. Only because I have the MPC live and I'm cool with that. This was where my MPC keys was sitting. I gave it to my daughter. She likes banging out songs on it. She gets her ideas out, and she be making fat little beats on it, dude. It's super dope. Um, but yeah, if I had a way to get another one of these, I like the ASR 10. Um, I don't have a problem with anything on it. I would like to get a floppy drive for that though, even though it's got a SCSI in the back and stuff like that. I don't know anything about it. I have to figure that shit out later. But as far as putting sounds into here, man, I just left it regular and boosted it, normalized it, and then boosted it. This shit's fire, dude. I fucking love this board. But before I go, I'll play one more time. A good way to sequence this stuff out, man. My mutes don't work that well on this board for some reason. I don't know why. But I can edit my song and do all that and then bounce it down to one track and then keep going. That's cool. But like right now, I have nothing on this sequence. So I'll copy this shit. I know I want to play it 4 different times with those drums. Then I'll copy it blank 4 times. It's easier for me this way. Every sequence I can play a different chop without it repeating. I can't get that to stop doing it. But I'll work around that shit. One thing the NPC taught me is how to find a workaround for problems. But this is dope. And to answer a question that somebody hit me up when I got my MPC keys was, is it anything like the ASR 10? The pitching down and up on the keys, yeah, but the auto warp, this seems to, it doesn't gargle your, you know what I'm saying? If you compare like a wave to an MP3, even though MPC has wave, just for an analogy, I believe you get a better warp on this. And it's crazy that all the newer instruments and everything all do the same thing. It's just once you get one workflow down, all the other machines tend to have the same thing. It's just, why does this thing sound so much better than all the other shit in my studio? And it's the oldest piece of gear in here. I love my SP1200. It's in its own lane. It's in its own lane. But this shit is just crazy, guys. Yeah, don't be surprised if I end up getting another one of these. Or I want to get an original one with a floppy drive. I just think that'll help me with my anxieties and shit to where I can just take my time and do it. One more time and I'm out of here, guys. Didn't mean to hold you for so long. Just wanted to share and hang out. You know, you guys are my friends, are my family, and this is what I do. So I got a ton of things going on. Don't really share too much on the channel about work and everything, but we're getting ready to open up another shop, and it's just been a lot. And it's going to take a lot of work. You're talking 80-hour weeks and blah, 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 blah. You know, signing contracts, and it's just like the music industry. I like to take my food, my product, and make from raw ingredients and do it right. You know, anybody that walks into my shop, you can be the heaviest hitter, and you go in there, you're gonna leave happy. And I want to do the same thing to my music, and this is helping me actually get that flavor that I want. So, right on, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out.